folks. Thanks for coming on with us today. My name's John Dubas with Premier Marketing, and we'll be spending the next 45 minutes to an hour or so discussing one of the drivers of business, particularly now in the time period right after AEP, where we need to be re-examining some of our enrollments that have come through the docket and through our hard efforts. And then also, how are we going to fill our book for folks to talk to in 2021, part of the planning process? We have another webinar on that at the end of the month if you're interested. And then, of course, making certain that we utilize a organization who's known for their flexibility in working with agents, the tools that they have, the product that they have, and make it a part of our agency's revenue streams and flows and opportunities to reach out to people that we don't have with just working Medicare-based medical benefits, even though that where it may be what is our bread and butter. So we'll be spending some time in having our guests from Ameritas come on and visit with us about their programs. We do want you to note, however, that today's presentation is being recorded, and it, along with much of the information we reference through the course of the presentation, will be sent as a follow-up to you by email. It's also important to note that, hey, the software package, since we have you all on mute right now, has a section in there for questions. Please put your questions in there as they occur to you. Keep in mind that we do commonly answer most of the questions through the course of the presentation, but we will check at two different points in time to make certain that they're all covered and that we get you the information that you need. As part of a level set, let's start with a little bit of information about Premier Marketing. Many of you are very familiar with us, but for those of you who might need a refresher or a little bit of a, hey, who are you? We're a national marketing organization founded in 1968 that's part of the Integrity Marketing Platform. We've got offices across the country, and we act as an insurance wholesaler, bringing insurance products to the public through independent insurance agents and agencies such as yourself. And those agents and agencies access these programs with contracts at the highest possible commission rates and have recruiting contracts available to those who qualify. As I mentioned, being founded in '68, that means we recently celebrated a milestone in our history, a proud accomplishment for what began as a small family agency in rural Nebraska that's become one of the largest marketing organizations of its type in the country in the Medicare space and working with ancillary products. We do so through a full portfolio of insurance programs, including the base medical coverages for Medicare in Medicare Advantage and Medicare Supplement plans and the standalone Part D programs. We also offer a full portfolio of life insurance and final expense products, annuity programs, pre-need plans. We also offer long and short-term care programs and disability income, and a selection of ancillary benefits that offer you access for dental, vision, and hearing, critical illness and cancer plans, hospital indemnity, and accident programs. That Medicare Advantage portfolio is very large and robust. It's available to you. The national carriers are there, along with some of the strong regionals that make a difference for you in your market. And that same philosophy carries over into the standalone prescription drug programs, the PDP plans, where those are available to you through our organization as well. When you speak of Medicare supplements as the other main option for medical coverage for the population, we have a very large and robust selection there for you, along with select marketing programs that help you be successful in that space as well. When we look at the ancillary programs in each of the categories, you've got the leaders there for you in those areas, and we've recently introduced a telehealth benefit with MD Live. So the base coverages, you'll look at these and you'll see that our guest speakers for today have the dental, vision, and hearing programs that are so crucial to our success in this space. And we wanted to make certain that you realize some of the things that come with affiliation with that organization, that carrier, through our organization. Because when we look at the Medicare market specifically, since that's where most of us will dive into. Some of us will have some under 65 business as well. We understand that. But Medicare opportunities are well defined. It's a program like ours or different insurance carriers. When they speak of the aging of the baby boomers, you hear of the silver tsunami, 10,000 people a day, one every 10 seconds, whatever it takes. But if you looked at Medicare based just on the burgeoning numbers of people turning 65, you're not looking at entirely an accurate number, because there's a good portion of those folks, about 10 to 12% at least, with an increasing number now with some of the economic pressures put on people, where they're not accessing all their Medicare benefits immediately when they turn 65. Some of them will delay for one reason or another. But we have a population that many people overlook, and that's a 1/6 to 1/7 percentage of the Medicare population of 63 million plus, whatever it happens to be, with whatever organization you're looking at that's counting it. You have that under 65 population that are on Medicare and are eligible for programs that help them with their dental, vision, hearing needs. So a good additional market for us to look at. And thankfully, the under 65 population, if they're on Medicare, they also have other factors helping pay for part of that, and they may have a real need for these programs to help them budget, as do folks that aren't on Medicare at all, because these programs are offered to people under the age of 65. However, we most commonly run across a population that needs our help in the Medicare space because of what's going on with their body and what's not going on with their wallet and bank accounts. Different people that need help with these expenses that are covered to one degree or another with dental, vision, hearing programs. And when we look at how the Medicare population is dealing with their base medical, you're getting pretty even split between Medicare Advantage and MedSup. And some folks that show still on original Medicare, we need to realize that this covers this whole gambit, no matter what their base coverages are. Because whatever choice they make, and when they come into Medicare, what they add on the base programs with B and D, or a standardized, modernized MedSup, or a Medicare Advantage plan, in each of those areas, help with dental, vision, hearing expenses are crucial and are a known need for that population. And since we are dealing with a population that works with their own language to a degree, part of the follow-up you'll see for today's presentation will be to acronym guides that will help you translate some of those alphabet soup things that are coming at you. It's also nice to know that the population, as it ages in or receives Medicare, we're seeing an increased savvy with digital devices, and health plans are helping us with the population to address the fact that sometimes we can't see folks face to face. Ameritas has some really cool programs to help you with that, and it enables us to do our job no matter what the outside environmental influences, we'll put it that way, are, and helps us because we can pivot from a in-person to a virtual presentation with greater numbers of security of the folks that we reach out to because they're used to it. And a whole bunch of them right now are really used to it because of the telehealth visits that they have for medical care. When we look at the dental market overall, we see that most folks, when they go on Medicare, don't have dental coverages, and many have needed care and that they're foregoing because of it, because they have good intentions. 76% they're going to see the dentist in the next year. 42% actually do so. And the biggest reason they don't is the cost. So we help eliminate that distraction because those base coverages that Medicare does offer don't go into the needs of a lot of what our folks are looking for. And even if they have dental coverage by being a member of a Medicare Advantage plan, well, it's not enough. And even if they're on a Medicaid, Medicare program, it's not enough in many circumstances because nearly 1 in 5 of the beneficiaries who use dental services spent more than $1,000. And that's a pretty common amount of dental coverage in Medicare Advantage plans. Some of them have really goosed that coverage going into 2021, but we run across the folks that need our help because they are utilizing care and may not have the dollars to cover it. And dental goes beyond just taking care of the mouth. It does a whole bunch of different things in identifying other needs for their medical services. Their challenges with some of their health are identified through these other visits, through a dentist or an audiologist or a ophthalmologist or optometrist. They're seeing some of the things that folks are discovering through these benefits rather than through their primary means of healthcare with their doctor or specialist. We also see that you can use a number of tools by Medicare to help lead into this discussion. We're all familiar with the scope of appointment, and when you look at the most commonly used generic scope of appointment, what's one of the main categories that are listed there? Dental, vision, hearing. Marking each of these categories to do a thorough review walks you into a conversation about this product, and you're reinforced by the Medicare and You book. Ooh, I needed to replace that picture because we have 2021. But on page 49, what's covered, it says what's not covered as well, and that's most of the dental services. And regardless of what their base coverages are, if it's MedSup or MA, they need help in this area. The most effective way of bringing up the conversation, well, it's the chief attribute of my buddy, Pepe Le Pew. You never get kissed if you don't ask. So ask. That's a big thing because it helps with your retention across the board. Studies have shown that the more policies you have in the house, the better your retention on each of those programs are. And they don't even have to be programs from the same company. Having them with the same agent, which is you, is what drives that retention. And asking about these programs differentiates you from the competition. It gives you an additional revenue stream. You can look at some of the base commissions on these products, and that little bit of production each and every week makes a huge difference as to the monies coming to you and your organization, your agency. But the most important reason you ask, the clients need that coverage. So when we go through and we talk about how you can drive your growth throughout the year through dental programs with Ameritas, we have a guest speaker with us today. And Mr. Taylor Davis has actually designated a substitute for today. He had another obligation. And we have with us Chad Canisi coming in to visit with us about the programs and giving us additional information on how Ameritas can really be a driver of your business and a helper for you in your day-to-day operations. So at this point in time, I'm going to turn the control of the helm over to Chad. And there you go, Chad. I still got my ugly picture and Taylor's, and not yours. My apologies. But it's up to you, sir.
All right, great. Well, first order of business, John, thank you very much. Appreciate it and appreciate the opportunity to be here today. Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely.
All right, great. And I think you're seeing my screen, which should be Ameritas Prime Star Individual Dental and Vision.
That's correct.
Good. All right, excellent. All right, well, step one accomplished. So again, thank you very much, everyone in attendance here, and appreciate the opportunity to come and present on behalf of Ameritas. So with some of the time today, John, you did such a great job, I think, of already covering, why dental. That's some of our presentation as well. And as you might expect, we're very much on the same page as the need and the importance of dental and vision for clients as well as including in your portfolio. So we'll cover that. We will cover the product specific. We want to talk about why Ameritas, what sets us apart. That's not just the product, but it's also our network. So we'll touch and focus a bit on that, as well as the enrollment, how easy it can be to incorporate dental and vision as either a seen or an unseen sale with your clients. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and try to advance my screen here, and hopefully everybody now sees this. And you're probably wondering why Blockbuster. We've got that up here on your screen as we talk about why dental and vision. And I like the Blockbuster example because, for one, I don't think it's aged out quite yet. I think most of us can remember Blockbuster. It doesn't seem like long ago you could see one on just about every street corner. In fact, Blockbuster at one point in time had more than 9,000 locations worldwide. They employed 84,000 people. And it feels like just like that, they disappeared. And a lot of studies have kind of popped up on what happened. What did Blockbuster do? Maybe more importantly, what did they not do? And in almost every example, it comes back. They really just didn't consider a competitive market. They didn't offer a full comprehensive service to their clients. They failed to be that one-stop shop. And as a result, they just didn't stay relevant. So we kind of think, in a way, dental and vision is some of that same opportunity. It's a way for you to stay relevant. It's a way for you to stay in front of your clients and offer them a product, again, that they need and want. Whenever we look at that senior population, John, I know you already showed us some of the stats, but a couple more here for everyone. But, this is a growing market. It's a growing opportunity, specifically when we look at the senior population. You can see here, and basically this is a study from CSG Actuarial, but if we looked at 2020, there are some almost, we'll call it 60 million seniors. But this bottom line represents seniors without dental coverage. So it's a massive market. It's a huge opportunity. There's some 30 million people, 30 plus million people in 2020 alone that don't have dental. So again, it's a way to set yourself apart. You can lead with dental. You can come back and cross-sell other products, other opportunities. But for every one client that you know that doesn't have medical insurance, there are probably 3 without dental. So again, it's a way to kind of stand apart, stay in front of, and reach clients. And again, another way to kind of stay relative and competitive in your market. It adds value to your client's life. Again, I'm repeating some stuff, John, that I know you already mentioned, but it's not just about dental, but it's their overall health. The teeth and what more and more studies now find represents as your total body health. It's going to help you build referrals. We hear this time and time again. Just the opportunity to introduce yourself to more clients. It's going to help your reputation, and as John showed us also, it's going to help your persistency. The more clients you have with the product, the better that overall business will be. So bottom line, it's going to grow your business. It's going to help grow your commission. Now, why Ameritas? And we think there's a handful of reasons. Of course, we're a bit biased, but like to say it's our roots and our rating. We are an A-rated carrier. We're a mutual company. We're based in Lincoln, Nebraska. And Ameritas has history that dates back to the late 1800s. Now, Ameritas has been focused in the dental space for quite some time. We're not a carrier that does a lot of things and then just kind of throws the dental at it. Dental is at our heart. It's our primary focus and what we do. Again, we do have other products, but we believe in that mantra there up at the top. Don't try to do everything, do one thing well. So I think you'll find in our product offering, it's all about creating economic value for your clients, about delivering product simplicity and that ease of enrollment, and create an extensive network that gives you and your clients more opportunity for savings and provider options. That experience, we're more than 30 years in senior dental. That's about 300 million in force. In the dental overall, we've been operating in this area for more than 60 years. So again, experience is a big part of it. And I think that's valuable because as this next slide shows, it's not just about, let me say it this way. We can draw a lot of information from that current client base. All of these clients that have dental policies with us, we learn a little something about them. What do they like? What do they not like? What do they use? And all of that helps us to kind of really focus and build better products, better enrollment options. And again, just improve our overall portfolio. Some other things that we find in our market research as we study more specifically the seniors, they have higher costs on key services due to higher frequencies. Some of this might be kind of a given, right? That seniors, they spend 2.5 times the amount on the average person on crowns, basically saying they're more likely to get crowns. Just as the next line shows, they're 4 times the amount on dentures. So again, older you get, the more likely you are that you got dentures. That makes sense. But the bottom one, I think, is really telling and maybe a bit surprising, but it's also preventative costs. These are needs similar to non-retirees. It means that seniors are just as focused and want those preventative services as much as they do anything else. They just want to take care of what they got. And maybe that's not surprising because, like any appliance, the older it gets, the more it's going to break down. Our teeth and our eyesight are no different. So again, seniors want to protect what they've got. They want to get into the dentist each and every year, a couple times a year for those cleanings, the exams, and just protect their teeth and their overall health. So that's something I think really important to consider whenever we talk about the plan and you talk about offering product to your clients. Now, I think another, I should say, great thing about Ameritas, we've got nationwide coverage. You're looking at a map here, and I'll just go ahead and mention we have product available in all 50 states. Now, there are some state variations. You notice a couple gray states there on your screen. That's just a different product that is approved. So if you're joining from one of those areas, we've got you covered. There is product available. It just looks a little different from what we'll talk about here today. Those blue states on your screen, it's just a state-specific version. It's still kind of the same base plan, just a few modifications. But the majority of states out here in the green, this is kind of our standard kind of shelf product. It's the Prime Star Protect. Now, we do offer a few versions of this. You'll notice there's Prime Star Protect as well as a network version. Either product allows you to go in or out of network for benefits, and we'll highlight that feature here in a bit. But again, just remember that if you're joining in here today, we do have product approved in all 50 states. Now, our primary product, if you will, it's the Prime Star Protect. And you can see here on your screen, plan details to the left, plan benefit to the right. And under those plan details, we start with preventative services. These are those type 1 benefits. These are the exams to a year, cleanings to a year, x-rays, fluoride, and sealants for your younger ages. Now, one important thing to note, and if maybe one thing you remember here about Ameritas today, it's the right-hand side. It's the plan benefits. Day 1 benefits. There are no waiting periods, whether that's preventative, basic, or major services. You can enroll today for coverage starting tomorrow. And if it's preventative, that's 100%. That means you can talk to a client today, you can get them enrolled, they can see a dentist next week, and they're 100% covered for those preventive services. That's a great opportunity. That's a great product feature. And it also extends to the basic services. These are your type 2, things like filling, simple extractions. Also, day 1 benefit, that benefit begins at 65%. And then the product does get better over time. So year 2 of the policy, that benefit, that percentage, that coinsurance jumps up to 80%. Major services, these are your type 3, implants, root canals, periodontics, crowns. Important to note here, dentures, also day 1 benefit. And they start at 20%. Once again, this will bump up to that 50% in the second year of the policy. So again, better over time, more coverage, more benefit, more value for your client. But again, really important to remember here, day 1 benefits. So you can enroll a client today, they can see a provider tomorrow, and even if it's something like a crown, can get up to 20% coverage for that service. The policy does include orthodontics. It's 15% day 1, jumps to 50 after the second year. And it does have the lifetime maximum there, as you see it, $1,000 per child. The benefit year deductible, This is per person. It's for basic and major services combined. Does not apply to your preventive, but it's a maximum of 3 deductibles per family. It's currently $50. I should also state that we are currently waiving this through the end of the year. We started this back in the summer, but if you are still enrolling clients, they're getting into the dentist anytime yet this year, we're waiving those deductibles as part of our COVID relief kind of policy, if you will. But normally this is a $50 deductible. And then as the bottom line there shows, the benefit year maximum. This is either $1,000 or $2,000. This is kind of the one variable you choose with your client, or they choose kind of at checkout, if you will. Do they want $1,000 or a $2,000 max benefit? $1,000, of course, a little less comprehensive as far as the coverage, but also a little less expensive plan. $2,000, that is per policy year, and it is per client, per person. It applies for the preventive, basic, and major services combined. So $1,000 or $2,000. Now, we looked at the product. It's a major part, and we'll be back to review some of it. But along with product, it's not just having, I should say, a good product. It's having a good product with a good network. And again, this is where we're happy to say we've got both. The network allows your clients to save money. Now, it's not required that they see them, but there's value when they do it. An example, the Ameritas Dental Network, we pay claims at the network negotiated rate, or a MAC. That's a maximum allowable charge. So that means if you go to see this dentist for this service, there's this much they can charge you. It's kind of a negotiated rate up front, which will save your clients money. On average, when using one of our network providers, it's anywhere from 25 to 50% savings with that negotiated rate. So that's significant. And that's even before we look at the product itself and some of the savings and the co-insurance that would apply. Now, remember, you don't have to see a network provider. You can see any dentist. You've got a dentist that you've loved, you've seen for years, you want to go to them, they're not in our network, okay. There's opportunities to maybe have them included. But you can see that dentist and we will still pay claim. We pay it at the 80th UNC, or usual and customary. That basically says that we'll pay claim at what 8 out of 10 dentists charge in this area for this service. Now, a great way to get that checked out, fairhealthconsumer.org. That's a website you can see right there underneath it. It's a third-party site, and it lets you do just that. It's a really cool site that lets you go in and say, I'm in this zip code. I'm going to see this dentist for this service. And what can I expect? And it'll kind of break that down for you as far as what might be the 80th usual and customary charge. Now, other values of the network. It's lower premium with the network product, and again, expectation that you are going to, more of an expectation, I should say, that you're going to see a network provider. But there's those contracted fees. There's that MAC, that maximum allowable charge for the services. But it also is just a better overall consumer experience. There's no balance billing. There's no claim forms. So that just makes for a happier client anytime they visit a dentist, right? Again, you can enroll them today. They can go tomorrow. They're going to show up at the front desk. They're going to give them their name. They're going to recognize them in the system. And again, just a really pleasant, as pleasant, I guess, a trip to the dentist can be whenever they go. So again, great customer experience. And in addition to it, we continue to grow that network. Just in this last year alone, we've grown our access points by more than 70,000. So currently we sit at about 557,000 access points across the country. Now, an access point is considered the brick and mortar. That's kind of where you might go for dental service, like a village dentist, gentle dentist. Can't get those words out, but again, it might be that physical location that houses a multiple of providers. Whenever we look at the belly buttons, if you will, the unique providers, the individual dentists, about 127,000. And I've heard a number that there are maybe a little over, I think 200,000 dentists across the country. So whenever you look at that total number, we've got a large percentage already covered, and that means opportunity. That if your client wants to see a network provider, good chance there's going to be one in or around the area for them, which will add, again, significant savings to them. Here's an example of that, some of the economic value for the client. And on average, a senior spends a little over $1,100 on dental care per year, $1,154. Now, you see here on the screen, cleaning, filling, crown, it shows you the usual rate and then a network rate. So if we just look at those two for a moment, the left-hand side of the screen, and we're going to jump down to a crown. And if you remember back to our plan detail, that's considered a major service. So as we look at the crown, and we're going to look at some of the savings. Advanced a little bit too far. So that crown is $1,337 usual rate. Somebody just kind of walking in off the street needs a crown. It's going to cost them a little over $1,300. Now the network rate, this would be that max, that maximum allowable charge that we've negotiated with our provider. That's $819. That's some of that savings that we talked about, that 25 to 50%. So right out of the gate, we've knocked down the cost for that service from $1,300 to around $800. Now remember, major service, that means we're going to cover at 20% inside of the first year. So day one cost to the client is $655, or savings of about 51%. So that's $682 in savings right out of the gate. Remember, you can enroll them today. They can go in next week, and they could be covered for some of those services. Now, also remember that year two got better on the policy because the coinsurance jumped from 20 to 50%. So more savings for the client. In fact, $972 in savings and almost 70%. So that's significant, and those are real life examples and services that clients need and, again, use. So what are some ways to incorporate dental and vision with Medicare? John's already kind of mentioned a number of these, so it'll be a little bit of repeat, but, you know, we ask the questions, how do you do it? How do you incorporate? How do you bring up dental with your clients? And it goes without saying, sometimes it is just the simple of things, right? I just ask, do you currently have dental insurance? I just bring it up with every client that I talk to, because 71% of people plan on purchasing a dental plan upon retirement. Another question, how do you plan on paying for your dental expenses when you retire? We mentioned it, but the average senior spends a little over $1,100 in dental expense. Ameritas, the average discount on senior claims is at 32%. So again, real savings. And then, did you know traditional Medicare does not cover most dental? And at Ameritas, we offer standalone dental and vision to help fill some of the gaps in traditional Medicare. This includes next day effective dates and no waiting periods. Also important to note here, we like to remind everyone that we do not coordinate benefits. So if you do have another product or another policy or whatever it might be that offers some dental benefit, again, we treat everything submitted to us as a primary claim. So again, no coordination of benefits. Other ways to incorporate, John, I know you mentioned this one as well, but it's the scope of appointment, the Medicare and You Guidebook. Let compliance be your friend and bring up what's not covered. Page 49, dental, denture, and vision, and all products that you can use and pick up from Ameritas. Now, we do have those vision products, and they are on a standalone basis. So you can purchase from Ameritas, or you and your client, dental by itself, vision by itself, or you can kind of bundle the two, if you will, as you or your client checks out with us. Now, there's two different vision products that we offer. And the big differences between the two come down to the provider. There's iMed and there's VSP. So right there, we cover a large part of the market with these two partners. And before we move on, I guess, mention here too, why vision? And I think that's really similar to why dental, right? It's just about your overall health. I'm willing to bet, especially in the senior market, most of your clients have glasses. Most probably lose their glasses. I know I'm already in that boat, picking up a pair or two every year, it feels like. So why vision? Because we see the eye doctor. We need to for all of these things on the screens. Just difficulty with day-to-day life. The older we get, and the more our vision is strained. So vision is just an equal and as important part to the overall health as are the teeth. And with our Prime Star Choice, this is the partner with VSP. This is the Choice Vision. And you'll notice here that VSP, the network retailers, some really common names here: Costco, Iconic, VisionWorks, and Walmart. So a lot of times whenever we're talking about the vision, which product do you choose? I think a lot of times we'll just kind of ask, well, which retailer do you visit? I go to Costco for, my exams, my glasses. Okay, great. Then maybe the Prime Star Choice Vision is your best option. Now, if you go to iMed, some of the notable partners include LensCrafters, Contacts Direct, Pearl Vision, Optical, and Glasses.com. So again, this might be where maybe iMed dictates, who you use or where you go there. And the products are somewhat similar, and we'll look at that Prime Star Select product as the example here. But an eye exam, again, we have both in and out of network allowances. The eye exam is just $25 for in-network. Contact lens exam and fitting is just $15, and then you get allowances for frames as well as contacts, up to $130. And still allowance even if you are going out of network. But again, your ability to choose here between our two providers. Now, the monthly rates you'll see here, very affordable. Policyholder is $10.60. Policyholder plus a dependent jumps up to $19.63. There's a couple state modifications there: Florida, Minnesota, Mississippi. But outside of that, it's really straightforward pricing. There's no age banding, gender, anything like that. It just says you're in this state. Is it you or you independent or you and two or more dependents? Anything two or more, a family of five, our quote unquote family plan, if you will, would be the policyholder plus two or more dependents. And that rate is $29.34 for each individual. The benefit frequencies, the exam every 12 months, the eyeglasses, the lens contacts every 24, along with the frames. Now, the other, the Choice product, you'd see it very similar to this. I will point out a little bit more in the premium, about $16 or so, but some of those frequencies bump down to 12 months for the lenses and the frames. So it's kind of what you're getting in some of the frequency for just a little bit of tick up on the premium. But really straightforward, simple pricing for your clients. Now I'll pivot here, and I'm gonna share with everybody what the enrollment process looks like. This is one of my, I think, favorite parts of our product overview, because I mentioned this earlier. I don't think it's just about the product or the network. I think product, the network, and the ease of enrollment. And I love how easy this process can be. Everyone that appoints with Ameritas, we personalize a link. It's unique to you. Now, that link will then tie all business back to you as the writing agent. It's a systematic, straight-through processing, and it's all done electronically. So what that means, that you appoint today, you get an email from us shortly after that gives you your personalized link that you can use while sitting with a client to enroll them into the dental and vision. or you can even email that to a client, have them enroll themselves, or you can even post this link to your website, let clients check it out, kind of quote themselves, enroll themselves in many cases. So here's what that looks like. This is kind of an example of what your site looks like. You can see here, and I know some of this is maybe a little bit small print, but starts with some real basic questions. And we ask very minimal questions to get started. So the quote is where we begin. You put in the client zip code, step 1, the insurance needs, dental or vision, and then who's going to be covered. Is it policyholder plus dependent, or 2 or more? And next, we select the coverage start date. So is it tomorrow? I keep talking about next day benefit. And again, you can enroll a client for tomorrow. You can set that coverage start date. Or you can bump this thing out as much as 90 days for coverage. There's your agent information to the right. It'll be your phone number or address and the information you provide us. So from there, I click on See Plans. And now it pops up any and all of those options available to me based on the state. And you can see here we've got 4 on the screen. There's the Prime Star Protect Network. So this is the network version, which would be a little less on the premium, but again, assumes that you are going to stay inside a network, a little higher cost if you go out. That Prime Star Protect, the one that we talked about down there at the bottom, and once again, now your $1,000 or your $2,000 amounts that you get to elect from. So which product's right for you lets you kind of pick through, see some of the different benefits, the preventative, the co-insurance amounts, and then you just click on the plan that you like. In this case, the Prime Star Protect Network, there's the details, reminders, no waiting periods, no enrollment fees, $2,000 maximum. There's the premium, and I can go ahead and click purchase. There's the Prime Star Protect, similar, and premium down here at the bottom. But again, very similar reminders on some of the specifics of the plan. Whenever I'm ready and I've got the plan that I like, or you and your client have agreed upon, you just click the purchase button, and away you go. A few more pages where you input the client's information, the payment options, and the payment options can be bank draft, ACH. You can do even a credit card, so you've got that kind of flexibility. And remember, you can push this out as much as 90 days if you need to or choose to. But that's it. The enrollment process, it takes just minutes, probably 3 to 4 minutes to walk through all of that and get your client enrolled. Really simple, really straightforward. Now, another really important and popular question is, well, what about my dentist? Are they in or out of network? I should have highlighted this before I moved on. I'll try and bump back really quick. But you'll see it right here. Yeah, I should have just highlighted it for everybody. Okay, so right here before I moved on, you can see down at the bottom of the screen, it says Find a Dentist. So as I'm starting my quote process, maybe this is where I begin. Let's first find out, well, is my dentist in or out of network? So you can click on that button, and this would be the screen that pops up for you, the provider search. So from there, you can put in your address, your zip code, your location. It's even got some advanced filters for you if you want to try and narrow down or search a specific provider. But you just click on the search, and it's going to pop up any and all of the providers in our network. So we put in a Minnesota zip code, and up pops any and all of these dentists. Now, you can see here some of them are broken down by distance. You see one here, Sammy, he's in green. The others are in black. They're all in network. Now, the reason they're highlighted in green, or you might see someone in green, if you remember earlier, we said that a network provider might provide you as much as 25 to 50% savings. The green just says it's likely a bigger discount than everybody else. Maybe Sammy's a little bit closer to that 50 or a little higher percentage in discount than everybody else. But anybody you find here on the screen will be considered a network provider. And maybe that dictates a little bit of which way you want to go on the product. So that's a great tool, a great option, and a great way to search for some of the different dentists. Now, once you have enrolled, you and your client both get an email. That's your confirmation. You can wait on cards before they go out and they see the dentist. You don't need to, but in about, I think, 5, 7, maybe 10 days, you're going to get those cards in the mail for your dental and vision. But the email also confirms your approval and ready to go. That's it. So again, this is where, John, you mentioned it earlier, but the opportunity, I think this year especially, to stay relevant, to stay in front of clients, and to have a product where you can enroll and offer them these valuable products, either seen or unseen, I think has been great. And it's been some really great results for us. People still need to see the dentist. This isn't one of those, I think we're finding out, do-it-yourself things at home. It's not a home haircut. We need to see the dentist. People are trying to get back out, want to get back out, have been seeing their dentists on a frequent basis. And with this, you can email a client a link, you can paste it to your website. They can enroll themselves on a Sunday afternoon watching football and go in and see the dentist the next day. So it's that kind of flexible, it's that kind of ease, and a really great, valuable, I think, product. Just to kind of wrap that up, it also allows you to sell 12 months out of the year, not limited to any kind of a Medicare timeframe. It's going to help you develop more leads, introduce yourselves to new clients, and create more referrals. It's going to help you stay relevant, add to your persistency with those multiple products, and add value, most importantly, to your client's life with their dental and vision health. So, John, with that, I'm sure some questions I probably missed, but I'll turn it back over to you, and thank you very much again for the opportunity.
Yeah, we actually, Chad, have a couple or a number of questions that have popped up. One of which I think you addressed through the presentation, which is how you can find which dentists are in a particular area through the Finder. One of the other questions is, can one person purchase 2 dental programs with themselves for different companies? And wondering about the folks that are high need individuals, how that would come about as a fee-for-service type of policy. I imagine that's possible with different companies, but not with the same company. Your thoughts?
Yeah, correct. Not with the same. We don't permit multiple policies on one policy holder, but that's where, again, a really good question. We don't coordinate a benefit. So if someone does have another policy, another plan, we see everything as the primary claim when it's submitted to us. Okay.
Another one is, do these plans work with Advantage plans? I can answer that for the part of it, because it's, once as Chad just mentioned, since they don't coordinate coverages, absolutely. This is a way, one of the reasons why we speak to these programs and Ameritas in particular, because they can layer on to whatever coverage is offered by the MA program, and that's why we gave some of those statistics up front. Chad, your thoughts on that?
You hit it. Yep, that's right. Back to the coordinating coverage or benefits, but yes, it will stack up, and we get that one a lot. That does work well with some of those opportunities.
Awesome. I think that's it for now. We might have some another space of questions toward the end, but a little quick wind up here as to why you would want to do business with Ameritas through Premier. And I think that some of the advantages that we can help bring to you as an agent is the fact that we can help you contract easily. One of the things that we recommend to a lot of agents that are looking for multiple carriers is to create an agent profile insurance bay to have a depository of your information on your E&O, on the different questions that you answered the different carriers on, because many of those are similar. Many of them allow you then to do an electronic process in contracting by using this system. Sometimes the carriers, not all carriers participate in this, but we work with those carriers for their own electronic systems to help make contracting as easy as possible. And speaking of E&O, of errors and admissions, we do offer a program through our partners in this area with 360-degree coverage pros, where this is a program you own and it covers you regardless of who your upline is. There are organizations out there that will add you to a blanket policy for a particular carrier or two, but if you don't have every piece of your business with them, you're in a dangerous situation. You need a policy that will cover you for whomever and for whatever in the insurance world, and this does that for you, and it's yours. You own it. Additionally, we help with keeping your license in play with our association through WebCE and the continuing education programs that they offer online. And you have a way of adding to your own benefits as an independent agent through a modified guarantee issue, non-cancelable individual disability income program that has you, the owner, and a participant in the commissions to add to your own benefit package to protect your income. Much as where today's presentation is being recorded, we have a library of past presentations as well that speak to carrier products like today's discussion with Ameritas and their DVH program. We also have programs in there that speak to areas of insurance in general and different marketing tips and techniques to get you in front of different audiences. And they're available for you 24/7, either at our website at premiersmi.com, as is noted here, or through our YouTube channel. We do also offer a number of different electronic tools that can help you in selling these products across the board. Our Medicare Center program has 3 different quote engines in it, 2 that concentrate on Medicare Advantage and PDP programs, 1 that is a life insurance and an ancillary program, and that actually helps you cross-sell as well, all available to you without cost as a contracted agent with Premier, and creates a CRM for you to use as well within this tool. And it includes the tool available from CSG that allows you to quote different areas, but also includes the dental programs, where our partner of today is listed as part of that. And it's really cool because you can go in and cross-sell. If you've been in a Medicare Advantage household, you sold them or you didn't. Or the same thing with the Medicare supplement programs, but particularly with Medicare Advantage programs, there's a cross-sell feature where you can go and identify their current base coverage and speak to adding a dental coverage as well as part of that program. It's a nice way to make certain that you, as one of the questions earlier said, can you layer this on a Medicare Advantage program? Absolutely, and this tool will help you do it. We also put in play a piece on our website to help gather all the information from the different carriers on their different trips and incentive programs and how that helps you qualify also for Premier's agent program, which in the past was a producer's convention and now is cash in your pocket based on what you do in different areas of the insurance world. Medicare Advantage and PDP programs have their max compensation set by the government. And since most of the programs are paying out at that max amount, they don't qualify for these incentives. But partners like Ameritas will kick out information, as do different med sup carriers, to help you in other areas as well to qualify for these monies. We do help with a number of programs on how to market through cold calls, community-based programs, carrier activities, community activities, door knocking when appropriate or compliant, social media and direct mail campaigns. And a lot of these do in the past have a need for a presence in the community physically. But we have different programs that help you take that same marketing experience and make it a virtual experience and work through it. Because when you look at these different lead programs, our direct mail support is based on production, deeply discounts the cost of a regular mailer or singular mailer through production. And we have different programs with vetted vendors to help you in this area as well. You go through one of these, that discount will apply based on your production. There's a program set up for the Medicare and ancillary world, and there's another one for final expense. So you could actually qualify twice in the same month for a lead program. And we do also have other programs here that help you basically Well, if the total expense of a direct mail program doesn't fit in your budget, but you'd like to have people to visit with, obviously, we have programs that will actually enable you to access return to direct mail through 2 different programs, and enables you to get on a direct mail system regularly, either through the returns or through direction of your own program, because that's like an exercise program. Do it consistently, it'll help. Do it once, you just get a little bit of pain. We do have Facebook lead programs available also for final expense and Medicare, and it's all a means for us to help you help your own business, because we want that business and we're asking you for it. And as you have seen the value of a DVH program, particularly with Ameritas, as part of your personal marketing program, we have that as part of our Planning Past AEP presentation we're doing at the end of the month. It also gives you the opportunity to take advantage of that now and move forward with it, because that gives you the ability to create additional revenue streams, cover the needs of your prospects and clients, all done with a reputable carrier that's a leader in their field. That's why we're happy to partner with Ameritas. You can reach any of us at Premier through our toll-free number, 1-800-365-8208. You will be receiving follow-up information, as I mentioned before, including a link to the recording of today's presentation, and we'll be reaching out to see how we can help you in this area. You can also get additional detail on our website at premiersmi.com. To check one more time for additional questions. Yes, you will receive a copy of the training. That's the last question that was added. So until we get the opportunity to visit with you again, I want to thank Chad for coming on the presentation, but I want to thank you as a participant to come on as well. We realize time is your most valuable asset, and we appreciate you spending time with us as you have today. We also want to thank you for your business if you worked with us in the past. Truly appreciated, and we look forward to continuing and improving on those relationships as well. All said, until we chat again, we wish you good selling. Thanks so much, and we're going to talk with you soon.